Hey everybody, welcome back to Prescription Bourbon. I'm DMC from Louisville, Kentucky. Today I'm doing a quick hit review of Barrell Craft Spirits Vantage Blended Bourbon Release. Alright, so Barrell Craft Spirits is located here in Louisville, Kentucky, and they've been releasing blended barrel proof whiskeys since 2013. So they've got 10 years under the belt, and they've definitely, I think, had some improvements over the years and had some hitters and some good releases. This Vantage bourbon release of theirs came out last year in the second half of 2022 and quickly became a top bourbon in the market and wound up on a lot of people's favorite bourbons of 2022, top 10, top 20 lists. So definitely ranked highly by many people. Now this is a blend of straight bourbons that are secondary aged in additional virgin oak. The three different types of oak they use to age this in the secondary barrels are, French oak, Japanese Mizunara oak, and also toasted American oak. And this blend comes from three states of distillation. That comes from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. One thing Barrell does, they give you a lot of information, but they don't give you all the information. So you don't know what percentages of which of those are used, which percentage of those were aged in which secondary barrels. So it's a lot of different combinations that are possible there. But they've definitely got a recipe they've been following, going all the way back to their Dovetail release, which was also a 3-blend release. That was whiskeys from Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky also. And, that was aged in rum, port, and Cabernet barrels. A lot of people love their Dovetail, blended whiskey. They also came out with their Seagrass a couple years ago, which is their blended rye whiskey. And that is some rye whiskeys from Tennessee, Indiana, and Canada. And those are secondary aged in rum, apricot brandy, and Madeira casks. So a lot of people love the Seagrass, rye whiskey release of theirs, and it's got a good following. And more recently, they came out with their Armida line of blended whiskeys. Blended, I think they actually do call them bourbons. It's all Tennessee bourbon, but that is all secondary aged in rum, pear brandy, and Sicilian Amaro casks. So I haven't tried that one, but that one definitely has some unique tastes from flavors from what I've read. So all right, but we're gonna get into this Vantage today. This comes in at 115.88 proof. All Barrell Craft Spirit releases are barrel proof, so they don't cut any of them. They don't chill filter them. They're all barrel proof releases, and they've had, up to this point, they've had many, whiskeys, ryes, and rum barrel releases. So, but this Vantage is supposed to showcase the wood with the three different types of oak wood finishing. So, on the nose, I do get some sweetness on this. A little bit of vanilla with that. Probably wouldn't go so far as to say a creme brulee, which I think I've heard some people mention, but definitely I get some sweet and some vanilla on that. Definitely some oak, wood influence on that nose too. Nothing overpowering. There is some ethanol there when you initially pour it. I've had this sitting for a while, so some of that's toned down a little bit. But it is 115 proof. So go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Definitely a nice sip. It does have some sweetness right up front. It's a brown sugary sweetness. It's got a lot of spice around the tongue. It's a good, cinnamon spice. Good mouth coating. Coated all that spice and sweetness, coated everything very evenly. And both of those linger for a while, so it had a good medium-long finish. Go in for another sip. Oh, that's so nice. Really like the spiciness of it, and the sweetness. It's definitely a nice brown sugar sweetness, which I really enjoy. And like I say, they both are about equal there. The cinnamon spice, the brown sugar. I don't know, typically French oak gives a lot of spiciness. That Japanese Mizunara oak is supposed to be more of a mellower oak. I mean, that's an expensive oak, and not used that often. I think the only time I've had it before has been in a Japanese whiskey, Hibiki Harmony, which was a Japanese blend from Beam Suntory, and that definitely had some Mizunara oak in it. And I think there's a little bit of unique flavor that comes from that. But the flavor is definitely lingering. It's a nice finish. The warmth tails off slowly. The spice and the flavor hangs around. It's a very nice sip. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm enjoying this pickup. I mean, these do range in price from $70 to $80 and probably up in some markets. It is non-age stated as mentioned, but some of this finishing they're doing is really nice. They're definitely doing a lot of experimentation and playing around with different blends and stuff and all that. They've been vastly growing their warehouses and their stock of barrels. So expect good things coming out of them, even more so in the future. So yeah, this is a nice, enjoyable sip. A very, very nice nose. Very nice sip. I definitely recommend it. Appreciate you watching though. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave some comments on your way out. Appreciate that. Remember, everybody, all bourbon is whiskey, but all whiskey is not bourbon. The best bourbon comes from Kentucky. Cheers.
Turkey.